According to a statistical report by Business of Apps, the total market value of app revenue went from $43.5 billion in 2016 to a staggering $133 billion in the last quarter of 2021. As mobile applications dominate the digital space, developers need a solid and reliable development platform to work with. This is where Ionic comes in. Please watch our video presentation and learn the Ionic framework with us.
Greetings, Sir TJ. We are Drupan and we will be presenting our application. So next slide, please. This is our team members. Next slide. And this is our application, Cationic. Next slide, please. Here is our app logo. So it is a cat inside the circle and a plus sign. So we decided to put a plus sign because cations are positive and the content of our project is Ionic framework. So next slide, please. Mr. Misa.
What is Cationic? Cationic is a mobile learning application that teaches the Ionic framework. It has video tutorials, modules, and assessment tasks. For the next slide is Ms. Cheska Patutana.
So for the user interface of our mobile application, the color scheme is different shades of blue. So users will instantly recognize that the application is about technology. So I would like to call Julian Signo for the next slide.
For the custom features, we use different kinds, such as search, which is a functionality that's important in applications to search specifically, login Firebase, where all user credentials are stored in the Firebase. Next is the JSON. This is where the part where we store all the content, such as the modules and lessons. Lastly is the dynamic design. So we use this kind of design to retain the layout, and even though we have different content. So for the next slide is Mr. Danward Bautista.
So the inspiration for our project is the Khan Academy. So the Khan Academy has a material design, and we followed their layout and their design principles. Basically, we created an application that has a several component that leads to different modules and lessons. So we also have a user profile that displays the user information.
Login component. It is a web page or an entry page to a website or an application that requires user identification and authentication, regularly performed by entering an email and password combination. Logins may provide access to an entire site or a part of a website. Next slide, please. The register component, it enables users to independently register and gain access to our system. This registration form consists of a series of fields into which a user will enter information and submit it to us. There are numerous reasons to complete the registration form. Customers can utilize this to sign up for subscriptions, services, and other programs or plans. Next slide, please. For the account, this contains the user private information such as username, email, and profile picture. Also, it shows their activities in the application, and we can see their progress in their learning. For the next slide is Macho Perdido.
So the side navigation menu, it is where all the navigation for all the page can be seen, and it can be accessed from all the pages. It is stored inside the hamburger button. So next slide, please. It will be presented by Ms. Fototana.
So the application's homepage in the Cat Ionic mobile app, the homepage serves as the starting point of the website. So the page includes the welcome banner and lessons about Ionic framework that the users might want to take. So next slide, please. So the module page presents all of the modules and allows for the search of individual lessons within the module. So the users have the freedom to choose whatever lesson they want to learn in this mobile app. So next presenter is Mr. Danward.
So this is the lessons page. So the lesson page presents all the lessons available inside the module. So in total, we have 35 lessons scattered throughout 7 modules. So in our lesson tab, you can see the image and the title of the lesson. Now in the content, so the content is what you can see after you click a lesson. So it shows the content of a lesson together with the image and the title. So the content of the page varies depending on what lesson you have entered. So this can also include codes and other stuff. So the next one is the recommended video. So the recommended videos uses YouTube API player. Here we can play different videos from YouTubers that teaches Ionic. You can also search here different topics. So the next one will be presented again by Mr. Matthew Perdido.
So we can see here the quiz module of the application. So after the user is done reviewing all the modules content, they can test their knowledge and take the quiz. So next slide, please. Here is the example content of the quiz. So we have inserted it in cards and we have a 4 multiple choice for the user. So next slide will be presented by Mr. Signo.
So for the about, it showcases the company identity to the viewers to inform them what the app is all about. So this includes the story, mission, vision, and the goal of the company. So lastly is the contact page. Next, please. So for the contact, it's the module where users can reach out using the input fields to send the message to the company. Other contact information of the company are also seen here. So this also includes the location, email address, contact number of the company.
We'll now be performing the application simulation in our Chrome browser. So we are running our Ionic framework here. We have the dimension of the iPhone 12 Pro, which is 390 by 844. We are running at 100% speed, so no throttling of the devices. So let's start the application by first refreshing it. So that is our splash screen. So it will take us to the login page. So you can see here the login page. If we have an account, we can sign in or log in as a guest. So if we select guest, we are able to access every content here. So the only difference is if we go to the account, our information is not updated. Okay, so let's log out and register. So I will register with a dummy email. Let's say bautista@gmail.com and the password. Okay, so let's use the Google suggested password. And if I click register, okay, so Google is now auto-filling the login page here. Let's sign in. So we are now able to enter. So for the login component there, we are using Firebase authentication to allow the user to communicate with our application here. So we also created the account in the database. Let's go to account and you can see here it changed. So I am now Bautista and this is my username and email. So at select avatar, let's upload one into our Firebase. So I will be selecting my photo here. There we go. So it now appeared. So let's explore the profile page. So this is my information. So this is my activity and this is all of the lessons in my module. So here we are using the chart.js to generate this chart components. We have your line chart and donut chart. Let's now proceed to home. Okay, so this is our home page. So after you log in, you will land here, and this gives an overview over the application and presents here the popular lesson. So as you have noticed, we have material design all over the place and we are following a proper color theme. Now let's move on to the modules. So modules is one of the most important component here. All of our lessons is in here. So as you can see, in our search module, we can filter out specific components. So for example, I only want the developing. Okay. So the way we configured here is we are loading everything in a JSON. So when we are searching for a particular lesson, we can also filter it out here. So let's look inside. So for example, I want to search for platform styles. Platform styles. It will show me theming because platform styles is here. Okay. So now let's go to what is Ionic. So it will filter out here because what is Ionic is the content of this module. Okay. So as you can see, if we select a module, it will present all the lesson. So even though we have 35 overall, 35 lessons here, you can see that this page is not lagging. So the way we achieve that is every time we click, that is the only way, that is the only time that the application will load the page with information, right? So the use of this is that we do not overload the system to the point of making everything laggy. So you can see we can navigate this seamlessly without any lags. Okay, so that is that. So as you can also see, if we are navigating here, our transition, so if you are going forward, it will transition to the from right to left, and if we are going back, let's go back. See, the stuck is getting removed and the transition goes from left to right. Now let's proceed to the videos. So in our videos, so this is one is similar to the modules, but the main difference here is we are using YouTube developer API to load the information here. So everything that you see here, you can also see it at YouTube. So the only downside here is we cannot run the videos because we need to run it at an actual mobile device. So if we have a mobile device here, if we click this, it will load the YouTube video player and it will play the video inside our application itself. So that is a Cordova plugin that we are using here. So for the quiz, so the quiz is also a JSON generating component. So this is also dynamic. So if we take a quiz, let's just select random here. Okay, so if we submit, it will show us our final score and we can continue. So there are different things here. And to the about, so this is just the about page, the developers, the logo, so why we created the Cationic. Now to the contact. The contact is where we can submit the email to the developers, and the frequently asked questions, the social web page, the social pages of the application, and the disclaimer and fair use policy. So because we are using here copyrighted materials in our videos tab, we need to have a disclaimer and fair use policy section here. So that is all. So for my personal reflection, so with this project, I have learned the importance of collaborating with my teammates and taking their opinions and ideas into account. I have understood how vital material design is in interface design and user experience. It separates bad application from good ones because a good UI makes an application easier to use. Furthermore, it is good practice in application design to take inspiration from other popular applications to understand general design principles.
So for my personal reflection, so we were tasked to develop mobile learning application about Ionic framework. So we named our mobile application Cationic because we put the two words together, the cat and a positively charged ion and the word ionic. What I like in our application is its user interface. So the design and color scheme is consistent so the users won't get confused. We spend so much time to develop Cat Ionic and we have different, in spite of our different schedules. Although we had a hard time getting our schedules matched in developing our mobile application, we are able to do it on time.
For my reflection, for this project, I learned to make a UI and UX design. In addition, instead of making a simple app as I did previously, I learned to be more creative in creating the app. This project has taught me how to understand how a user feels while using an application. The design should always emphasize the comfort of those who will use it and the utility of the function it offers rather than the appearance of the product. Lastly, this project has taught me more about how to use this framework, and I can now claim that I am comfortable with it. I can now use this framework for a variety of tasks. For the next slide is
So for my personal reflection, this project helped me a lot, especially when implementing all of the things that I have learned for this course. The project also helped me improve my socializing skills as I was doing teamwork with my group mates. Overall, it was a very fun project to do, and the results of the completed project makes me happy. That's all.
For my reflection, so doing this project helped me to be more creative when it comes to designing the app. Although we are already familiar with the Ionic framework since we use it in our past courses, I still had a hard time developing in this environment, but I slowly grasped how to handle them. As the days goes by, I decided to join my group mates so that we will be able to discuss our topic from time to time when we need to adjust or do something on our project. Even though our time is very limited, we manage and finish it on time.
Our demo application APK file is available at bit.ly/cationic. Please do note that this is an early version of the application. It has bugs and may not be compatible with other devices. We hope you like our presentation and thank you for watching.